we need, yeah. Man, I got it, wow.
Everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is a show where we talk about sports with comedians, and today is one of those days where we got to get it in whether we want to or not. Ain't that right, Mo?
You damn right. You damn right.
Got to get it in whether we want to or not. Today is Knicks skies all day today, Mo?
Orange and blue skies.
Orange and blue skies. That's what it is. My man, other comedian, D Jones in the building. D Jones, how you doing today, sir?
Man, congratulations, Mo, on your team's victory.
Yeah,
we ain't finished yet. 1 down, 3 to go.
You're the first
thank you.
You're the first Knicks fan I heard say that all day. Everybody else is celebrating like they won the championship, but that's okay, Mo. You smart man. Let me bring in filmmaker Jason Hayes. Jay, how you doing, sir? See what I mean? See, I told you, right on cue. Celebrating like they won.
I'm not a Knicks fan, but I root for all things New York City. As you can see, I got the blue background with the oranges peakish shirt.
You got that from Cat?
He got it on. He ready.
Look
Okay,
a little zesty.
So since today is I'm waiting for my special guest to come in. I want to wait for you all. He's gonna come in a second. I want you all to get ready. Today is a special day if you're sitting here because last night we saw the game 1 of the NBA Finals against the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. First thing we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the entire game, and we're going to get up. First things first, let's just first get the first things that stood out to you, Mo, against the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. The game which the New York Knicks obviously won. They came back from behind a couple of times, actually, and they won. The game, what was the score, Mo? I know you know the score. What was the score?
Was 105 to 95, something like that?
105-96. That's close enough.
Yeah, so 105-96, yeah.
Yeah, what's the first thing that stood out to you? Because I want to jump into this conversation myself.
105-95.
Was it 105-95?
Yeah,
they won by 10, baby. They won by 10.
That's right, they won by 10. I knew I had it right. Thank you.
You had it right. So talk to me. What's the first couple of things that jump out to you from that game? You know, as before we dive in deep into this conversation.
Both teams came out rusty. Matter of fact, both teams was rusty all night long. It wasn't about one team blowing out the other team. It was about who's gonna make the key plays at the right time, and it just happened to be us. You know what I'm saying? It had not Cat, and Cat had great defense on Wemby. He played Wemby. He went to the hole whenever he felt like.
Okay. You got any other points you want to add to that, or
you know the Knicks won the first game. You know the Knicks won the first game in the NBA Finals.
What's the first thing that came out to you that stood out to you after you watched the game?
Well, there's several things, but if you just want one, I'm gonna go.
I want them all. Give me all the points that stick.
Well, the coaching one. Mike Brown did his thing last night. They took advantage when Wemby went to the bench. They went to the rack. They took advantage of that, and they was down 14, came right back, and to the cohesiveness. I think I said that word right. The Knicks been playing together for a long time, and you can see it. They trust each other. They know each other game. They know what each other gonna do, and they know what each other's capable of. And the third one was I seen a shot chart. One cat had all his points in the paint. One cat was shooting from the outside. You know who that was? The points in the paint was Brunson. The dude shooting from the outside was Wemby. To me, I don't see what I know he's skilled. I know he's a phenom and an alien, but he weak. He's soft to me, bro. He get checked by guards. So he had a terrible game, and if he have a terrible game, they're gonna lose.
Right. Okay, so Jay, what was your initial reaction after you watched the game, and those the first couple of things that stood out to you?
I mean, you mean other than me telling y'all, Mr. Frank predicting sweet that styles make fights? Other than that?
Yeah, other than that, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Okay, to piggyback, you know what Mo or maybe D Jones said. No, Mo said this. I didn't see two rusty teams. I saw one team that was rusty because they've been chilling for 2 weeks, and I saw another team that was out of gas because they just went through a whole 7-game grueling series against a legitimate heavyweight puncher.
Right.
So, but other than that, what I saw was what I thought would happen. The Knicks can make San Antonio play the way the San Antonio doesn't want to play. They have to make the Knicks have the ability to make Wemby vacate the paint because their bigs can shoot outside of Robinson. But if Cat is on the floor, Wemby cannot be kept out in the paint because Cat's gonna punish him. If Wemby gets caught in a switch on Anunoby or anybody else, when they put him in motion, he can't leave those dudes on the perimeter either. So that paint is open. And even when Wemby, was guarding Cat was still bringing him out, and blowing past him and making him move them puppies. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I told y'all all last week, Cat is an underrated player. Cat is a highly, highly skilled big man who can shoot it, put it on the floor, raise up, and put his back to the basket and score. And I also saw the youth of San Antonio get exposed. They turned the ball over coming down the stretch. They got sloppy with it, and it was cookies all night long. Knicks in transition, getting easy shot opportunities. And honestly, San Antonio got lucky, man, because the Knicks actually missed a lot of good looks. Like 3 points that were wide open, from the rush. But if they don't clean it up, man, they're gonna get swept.
All right, so my take is somewhat of your take. I will say, to me, San Antonio missed a lot of shots. The Knicks missed a lot of shots. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the guard, I did mention this before the game even happened last night. I said the game is going to be decided by the guards, the way the guards are playing. And then San Antonio Spurs guards came out on fire, but they got winded so quick. But to me, the biggest thing was, I don't know if y'all noticed this during the game, because I noticed it in the first quarter. The Knicks were designing plays to trap Wemby, you know what I mean, on right or the left-hand side. And Wemby was getting trapped an awful lot, whereas he couldn't attack the basket, he couldn't rebound, he couldn't do a lot of stuff. And all that's coaching. So to me, the biggest thing, if you ask me, the biggest takeaway is probably coaching, because Mike Brown coached the clinic last night. You know what I mean? He coached the clinic. And he honestly, after the way he coached, he should get coach of maybe the I want to say the series. I don't even know if they don't have awards for coach of the series and stuff like that, but coach of the playoffs. But this made me think of maybe they should, because he outcoached Philly. He outcoached he outcoached Philly. He
Atlanta.
He definitely outcoached Cleveland, and he's outcoaching San Antonio right now. So these are things that have to be talked about, because at the end of the day, coaching matters, and if you didn't think so before, you definitely got to think so now. You know what I mean? So kudos to Mike Brown. Kudos, because you guys, old coach last year, wouldn't have been able to do that. You know what I mean?
We thought so last year, Frank, when we told you Tibbs had to go.
No, and everybody was wondering what's going to happen. Now that he was our best chance to win a championship, but Tibbs had to go. Like somebody said, Tibbs wouldn't play 9 people in a baseball game.
Wow. All right, so Mo, let me ask you this question. What are your thoughts on how Wemby played last night? Because Wemby did score 26 points. He was 2 for 9 for 3-point attempts, and he got 12 rebounds. Normally that is, very good numbers for a regular player. You know what I mean? What's your thought? We're going to go down to individual players and stuff like that. But first, let's attack San Antonio. And if you think about the entire game and think about how the entire game from San Antonio's side, what do you think about Wemby's play?
I mean, Wemby doesn't even have to score. He turns so many plays around and alters so many plays. He can have a bad scoring night and still predict the outcome of a game with just his presence. Because even that where he blocked Josh Hart, he had some pretty decent moves, but he got shut down. Right. And he wouldn't go to the rack. And that's the thing. I think that's his weakness. You know what I'm saying? He got, come back, bigger, stronger. Because he can't back nobody down right now. He can barely back down OG Anunoby.
Yeah. You know what I think? Mo? I think he plays like he thinks he's 6'5", 6'6". He doesn't play like he's 7'4". That's the part that really bothers me. I mean, he does when he wants to block shots and things like that, but he always keeps the ball down low. He's always keeping it down, making plays, going around like he's.
And I'm surprised at that, because listen, I'm not I wasn't as long as the athlete as JD, but early on basketball, I was, back in my day, I was a center. I was tall. That's when point guards were like 5 feet tall. He was in elementary and high school. I was tall for a kid. I started smoking cigarettes. That's what happened. Studied my growth. But the first thing they teach you when you playing forward or center is hold the ball up, never hold the ball down because they'll swipe at the ball. That's basketball 1-on-1. I don't care when you started playing basketball. Am I right, fellas?
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Say Wemby doesn't do that. That's his kryptonite right now. And you're right. He played like he's 6'5".
D Jones, you hitting Wemby's numbers. Are you happy with the way he played last night? Because most teams would be very acceptable with those numbers.
First of all, Mo being the center. Let's go back.
I'm dead serious.
Was this in preschool?
This was high school. I was high
Did you
school.
come from recess? Like
It was high school. But I used to have hops. So I was able to. I could jump out the gym.
Mo was in preschool smoking Newports. Let me get some animal crackers after recess.
I started smoking cigarettes in 8th grade.
He was smoking in 3rd grade, bro.
You know what? Man, with y'all.
He was in the 3rd grade, but he
Playing center. Playing center.
Played in 3rd grade. But go ahead.
Wemby, like I'm not impressed. I was impressed. He went to the rack one time from the baseline and dunked it, but it's really you don't have to jump. I was impressed then, but I'm really not impressed. He can play basketball, no doubt. He's skillful. He top 10. He went 6 for 21.
Right.
Most of his points came from the free throw line.
Right.
You can pump him. Now, when he unstoppable. When he I ain't gonna lie. You can't stop him. But that's every 10, 11 games. 6 for 21 ain't gonna cut it, man. He's soft. He's like tissue paper. He's Charmin out there.
Wow.
You put him out there. You put him out there. Jay, what was your thoughts when you saw Wemby game? You saw his stats last night because, like I said, his stats they're impressive for anybody else, but for him, you look at them like what is going on with this dude? These numbers are not impressive to me. What's your take, Jay?
It's only impressive, to a person who just reads, the stat line and they don't look at how he got those numbers.
Right.
Like, 6 of 21, dude, that's crazy and efficient. Like, if he got to shoot 21 shots to get 26 points, every team in the world gonna take that. You know what I mean? Because that means that he ain't doing nothing out there for real. But also, what it showed me was, his biggest problem right now is 2 things. He's young, and he ain't quite figured out how to play the game yet. But secondly, most importantly, he light in the ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's 7'5", but he 145 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And so when you go out there, man, Cat's a big dude, man. You know what I'm saying? And then when you bring Mitchell Robinson in, putting them big grown man Florida paws on him, you know what I'm saying? Redirecting him, and guiding him, making him go where he want to go. So he just, honestly, they got to get him now. Before he gains that extra 25 to 30 pounds, it's gonna help him, he in the weight room and he figures out, how to play the game a little bit better. But last night was crazy ineffective.
Definitely 100%.
Hey Frank, you want to know the craziest number?
What's the craziest number?
He had 12 rebounds. He got out rebounded by Josh Hart.
Josh Hart had 15.
That's right.
Hello.
That must be the special guest.
It is. It is. Steve, jump in here. I got to jump out.
All right, guys, how we doing?
We're doing let's go.
That was quick.
Well, I'm sure he'll be back.
We work for a very good organization. They have the best social media technology available.
This better be the specialist guest, the most specialist guest of all special guests.
It better be Eddie Murphy.
Well, when he shows up, y'all just be prepared. When he shows up, that's all. Steve, I got it from here. When he shows up, make sure you get ready for that. I forgot where I was. We was talking about Wemby. All right, so let me jump back into this. Mo,
can't hear.
Can you hear? Okay, Jay, can you hear me? Jay must not be able to hear you. Go out, come back. Are you gonna go out and come back in? Let's talk about Jalen Brunson now, Mo, because Jalen Brunson's numbers were really good. And I was very excited about Jalen Brunson's numbers. I was very excited about the way he played. He looked like that. So, Mo, first of all, let's talk about Jalen Brunson and the way he attacked the game and the way he came in and handle, because I thought when he got injured, Mo, I ain't gonna lie, when Jalen Brunson got injured, I was sitting there saying, you know what I mean? But he seemed to come back and he was able to get a grip, and then he showed up in the fourth quarter. Talk to me about Jalen Brunson. White Chalker, give me Jalen Brunson's numbers, please.
They said, Charles Barkley said it best last night. He didn't have a good game. He had a good fourth quarter.
Right.
He had a real good fourth quarter. I'm not mad at that because, when it was time for him to close out, he closed out. And for a minute, I was kind of getting upset. I was like, why is he going into this isolation Tom Thibodeau basketball? But then I had to realize he was being El Capitan, and he does what the captain's supposed to do. He does what the clutch man's supposed to do, score the baskets in clutch. A lot of people was missing. I mean, we was having a lot of missed shots last night. He had to do, like Barkley said, he wish he'd have done it when he had game one. He was trying to let everybody around him get into the game, and they got blown out. He knew that he had to take over the game, and he did. I mean, you can't take nothing away from Cat, Josh Hart, even though Landry Shamet, he hit 2 for 4. He stopped for 500. You know what I'm saying? And Alvarado, without those guys, we wouldn't be in a position to take over anyway. We'd have got blown out.
Okay, so D. Jones, if the game had ended and the MVP and the series is over, they did one game series and everything else right now, it would be fair to say that Jalen Brunson is the MVP of the series right now. The way he came out and he took over the game last night, he made his presence felt. What's your take on that, D. Jones?
Yeah, collectively the Knicks won. He was 12 or 31. That is piss poor as well. Like, he was out there bricking a lot of shots.
But he hit the big one when he
hit the one that mattered.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
In clutch time, he win like clutch player of the year or something.
Yeah.
He came through in the clutch. And that's, I ain't gonna say that's all that matters, but he came through when it, like that 3 he hit in the corner, put it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got a key rebound. You got an 8-footer out there, and Jalen Brunson getting the key rebound. So he came through when he was needed. I thought Josh Hart was the heart of the team last night.
Really?
He always is, though.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. So, Jay, what's your take on Jalen Brunson's performance last night? He got 30 points. He's 12 from 31 from the field and 9 from 3. And 2 from 9 from 3. What's your take, Jay?
It wasn't his best game, that I've seen him play. But again, I think the Knicks were rusty because they just been chilling, man, for since Easter, it seemed like. And I just think it took them a while to kind of get back into playing basketball. And those San Antonio guards are big, man. You know what I mean? Outside of Fox, who was about the same size as Brunson. And I want to say even Fox is taller than Brunson. You're talking about 6'6" and 6'7" guards, who are physical, throwing bodies at him, and being physical with him, So it took him, I think, like about 3 quarters to figure out how to use what those guys was doing to him against him. So I'm really curious to see, what happens in game 2.
So I watched the commentary today, and somebody said something that made me think, and I'm gonna look it up. But somebody said today on TV, and I kind of agreed with it. They were like, "This is the second worst game that San Antonio played all playoffs." You know what I mean? Like they said that if you're a San Antonio fan, you shouldn't be too down and discouraged because that's the second worst game. The first worst game they played was one of the games in the OKC series when they got blown out. So I don't know about that and everything else because I didn't watch all those games. I watched 90% of them. But when the games are blown out, I don't think too many people do tune into that. But Mo,
Frank, really quick, let me respond to that. I mean, I don't like that take because to make that take means that they did that on their own. They played terribly because of what the Knicks did to them. The Knicks defense made them look like that. And if they don't make adjustments, they're going to get swept. To make it seem like, they just had a bad game. Don't worry about it. No, dude, they had a bad game because of the Knicks game plan. Trust me on that.
Okay, so let me ask you, Mo, do you agree, disagree with that sentiment? Add to it, disagree? Do you think that the San Antonio Spurs just played bad? Do you think that had a lot to do with the Knicks? Do you think it's 50-50? Where are you at with that? Because, you hear
about the Knicks, baby. People, they showed up in all key positions. Josh Hart showed up, grabbing rebound, 15 rebounds for a dude that's what? 6'4", 6'5", over dudes, over like 7-footers and 6'7" dudes, and he did it convincingly. 15 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson. doing his thing, and then the defense, Cat had him in front of him all night long. He could not get past Cat, and like you said, Cat's a big dude. Now I've seen Cat get pushed around, but I've seen Cat do some pushing around too. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, and Wimby can't take it. He ain't gonna be able to take it. He can't hold Cat. He can't hold him. And also, like someone said, the coaching, the Knicks went AWOL. They went not AWOL. They went nut when Wimby was out the game, taking it to the rack, making sure they get their points in, and they were missing a lot of shots they normally would miss. Lucky they didn't get blown out. Lucky they didn't beat by 30.
Okay. D Jones, you hear all this. So what's your take?
Yeah, right. I said it.
What's your take? What's your take, D Jones? Do you agree with the fact that the San Antonio Spurs played bad, or was it part of the way the Knicks played them and they played bad because of that? Where are you at with that?
It just seemed like the Knicks played with more effort. Like when you go get offensive rebounds and putbacks, that shows you playing with more effort. And Big Zesty got the rebound, threw it up, and I can hear him scream on my TV, yes, when he got it. He was so excited to be playing. He was, yes. And I was like, hey, man, when it's his month, I mean, I don't know when his birthday is. I think he's a Gemini. But he was just out there playing tough, man, playing tough. He wanted all of Big Wimby, and he gave it all to him.
Now I'm gonna say this.
Pause.
I am of the I don't know. I'm come from the land of I think San Antonio played bad, but I do think the Knicks had a lot to do with it. I can't be, ignorant to the fact because I told you all I'm gonna always keep it real for what it is. I think the Knicks had a lot to do with how they played bad, but I do think that because the Knicks came out and looked sluggish, San Antonio came out looked on fire, and once the Knicks clamped down, the game changed. You know what I mean? You can't ignore that fact that the game changed because San Antonio was up by 14. And they could have went up a lot more than that if they had been hitting their shots, but they weren't hitting their shots either. So the Knicks were lucky to, the lead didn't get even further ahead. But once the Knicks clamped down and were able to get back in the game and Jalen Brunson took over, it was a completely different game. You know what I mean? So I got to give, credit to where it's due. That leads me to this.
So Frank, really quickly, one of the things that I paid attention to in the game, and I said the whole game, I was like, if the Knicks are within like 6 or 7 points going into the fourth quarter, they're going to win that game. Because the Knicks lead the league in pace. Like, they really push the ball and push the ball and push the ball, and they make you have to run. San Antonio played 7 games, man, grueling. And I knew the Knicks were going to be the fresher team, and that's going to be true for this whole series because they got rest that San Antonio doesn't have. And if they don't figure out a way to get up big on the Knicks, they're going to get walked down in the fourth quarter every game in this series.
I got to push back on that just a little bit too and say this. The Knicks not only can run fat, they also can slow the ball down. They're a much better team when you got to play, when you have to set the ball and play at a slower pace. They're much better. San Antonio loves
They don't play slow.
I know they don't. I'm saying, but when the
Knicks don't play slow.
When they do, they can because you can't stop Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson gets the ball, he controls the set and the pace, and then he can score on you whenever you want to. But they don't like to play slow, but they are the best when they also play slow. That's what pushback I wanted to give on that.
Now, with an 8-footer out there, playing slow don't benefit you.
No, it don't. Mo, where you going? I'm going to talk to you, Mo.
Ain't going nowhere. I was just grabbing something.
Good. That brings me up to you again. I'm going to ask you guys this. Is this the best finals run, playoff run that the Knicks have ever had in all of their eras that you could think of? Statistically speaking, it looks like yes. Because they won 8 games straight, 9 games straight. But what's the eye test tell you, Mo? Is this the best Knicks
they
run?
They won 12 games straight.
Yeah,
12 straight.
Run? Did you see?
Man, yeah, this is the best run they had. We only had 3 in the past 53 years.
But of the Knicks era where they ran, is this the best Knicks run? Is the best?
Yeah, let me see. The one with Houston. That was the year Mike went to play baseball. So it was open field. If Mike didn't play baseball, neither the Knicks or Houston would have won the championship that year. What else? The one when they were the 8th seed, they didn't have Patrick Ewing. That was them bumping off the first seed, and that was big back then. We didn't have the play-in tournament. The 8 seed was really the 8 seed. Like, you got smoked. But this here is the best run I ever seen with the Knicks. This is better than when the time when they swept Boston with Mark Jackson and them.
Okay, so to be fair, the reason why I brought this up is because I saw a commentator. I forgot the commentator on NBA Live TV today, D Jones. He was saying that he thought it was one of the Knicks' best run, but he was also saying that Cleveland rolled over and Philly rolled over. So he was saying, statistically speaking, you could say the Knicks' run when they ran to the finals against San Antonio previously in '99 was a much better run than it is this year.
Ball to dash.
Yeah, because that. Hold on, let me finish, because that's what he was saying. What you think, D Jones? Because
I can understand that, because I think that Knicks team, I think when Larry Johnson hit the game-winning three, that was against them Pacers. The Pacers was really good. They beat the Bulls when Jordan left. So I can see what he's saying, but this team might beat that team, that Knicks team, because they fluent, man. They playing different. They're not playing how they did in the regular season. They got a new style of play in the playoffs. But I can understand them saying that. The one where they played Houston, O.J. Simpson took that one over. That was his finals appearance. And
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
the juice was loose. For
yeah,
sure.
the juice was loose during that one.
Yeah.
And then those two in the 70s, I wasn't even thought of. So
Right.
this probably the best.
Okay, so Jay, you already gave everybody what you thought of before your turn, but you could expand on that.
And listen, I can't respect nobody who talk like that. You know what I'm saying? 12 in a row in the playoffs is 12 in a row in the playoffs. Ain't nobody lay down ever. You go out there and you snatch people's souls. And the Knicks, like D. Jones was saying, they are playing in perfect sync. They are a complete team. They defend. They play with pace. They share the ball. They knock down threes. They finish in the paint. They rebound. They offensive rebound. That is why they're 12-0. Not because somebody decided to pack it in, especially a team that had just beat Boston after going down 3-1 in the series. You know what I'm saying? That is not a team of quitters. They're not. Philadelphia is not a team of quitters, because if they were, they would have quit against Boston, and they didn't. So New York came in there, kicked them boys in the teeth, took what was theirs, left a pair of Timbs in the parking lot, and came back to New York. And the same is true for Atlanta, and the same is true for Cleveland. Did nobody quit? Did nobody lay down? The Knicks took it. And I'm tired of people trying to cheat people for achievements. I'm tired of that stuff, man.
Somebody record that, so when the Patriots make the Super Bowl, I want to play that back.
I'll give the Patriots they do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no hater like that.
D. Jones, make sure you record that part. Did you record that, D. Jones?
He always hate on the Patriots. What are you talking about?
No, I hate the Patriots. I don't hate on the Patriots.
All right, remember I said this. Record it. Steve, you got to record that too. All right, so now I want to talk about San Antonio, man. We got to talk about San Antonio and give them a little look at this too, Mo, because right now, in the same conversation on the NBA Talk Today, or whatever, everything else, the conversation was, where does the Spurs team go down in Spurs history as for making the finals? You know what I mean? If they lose, where do they go? Like, do they go down? And in all of San Antonio Spurs history, where did they go down? Top 3, top 5, not in the top 3, not in the top 5, or should they be mentioned? Where you at with this, Mo?
I think it's too early to call them anything right now. They it's too early. I couldn't say. I mean, you gotta understand, San Antonio had some awesome teams. I mean, come on, they won 5 with Duncan and Ginobili, and come on, man. And before that, you talk about the Iceman, Artis Gilmore. Those are some great players back in the day. So I don't know if they haven't done enough yet to be ranked.
Okay, that's a good answer. Good answer. Where you at with this, D. Jones? Do you think the Spurs are in the top 3 of San Antonio Spurs history, top 5, or wait? I don't even want to put answers in your mouth. What's your thought? What's your thoughts?
If it was a top 5, they'd probably be 5. You got the Spurs in the 90s with. Listen, that old David Robinson would destroy Wemby. I'm not even going to bring up Tim Duncan. David Robinson alone. Then you got Ginobili and Parker. Then you got another team with Kawhi Leonard. Like, no, they not up there. They even if they win, they're not up there.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Where you at with this, Jay? What's your thoughts on the San Antonio being plays? Because sometimes I think these guys be trying to just come up with stuff to talk about on TV. And one of the things that I heard was I said, well, I'm gonna ask you guys this thing. Maybe it's something I'm not thinking about. And the thought is the San Antonio Spurs are top 5 in Spurs history for the way they're playing. I don't agree, but what's your take, Jay?
No, I mean absolutely not. I mean, people like always captured in the moment, bro. I mean, they ain't done nothing yet, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The Spurs got 5 championships, so they can't be 5 because 5 people have won it all.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you put them ahead of somebody that's already done it? You know what I mean? Especially right now. I mean, I agree with D Jones. Like, even if they win, I don't think that they got anybody on that team that you're gonna put above any of the players. I mean, like Ginobili's a Hall of Famer, Parker's a Hall of Famer, Duncan's a Hall of Famer, Robert's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they haven't had, the careers that these guys have had just yet. So to kind of piggyback what Mo was saying, I mean, it's kind of like to be determined at this point. We got to see what these boys turn into down the road too.
100% agree. So Mo, let me ask you this. I also thought it occurred to me today. I was like, I wonder if the Knicks laid out the blueprint on how to beat Wemby moving forward for the rest of the league. Where you at with that, Mo? Because the way that Mike Brown coached, I got to be honest, the way he was rotating picks and the way everybody was flowing with the ball and the way they were trapping Wemby, I'm thinking maybe this is the blueprint, but maybe I'm speaking too soon. Do you think the Knicks laid out the blueprint on how to defeat Wembyana?
Well, they laid out something. They beat him. Before I go on, though, even though he's a Spur, shout out to Champagne for being part of the Brooklyn. Not Brooklyn, Bishop Lockland alumni.
Brooklyn.
I'm Bishop Lockland alumni, baby, class of 86, purple and yellow. Lockland Lions. Yeah, Lockland Lions, baby.
86.
3 years after Mark Jackson. I was there with Mark Jackson the senior year. But anyway.
Damn.
Shut up, man.
I think Mo was at that last Knicks championship game.
Go ahead, Mo. Finish your thought.
He was selling purses. He was selling.
You didn't forget the question. What was the question again, Frank?
He said he was selling purses.
You made me forget the question. I forgot what the damn question was.
It was Champagne, right? The Champagne.
No.
The blueprint. The blueprint.
Yeah,
the blueprint.
How to defeat Wemby.
I don't know, because you know what I'm saying? Just because something worked the first time, we got to see if it works again and again. Because, Wemby ain't no, he might be able to get pumped, but he ain't no slouch. He could ball.
Okay, so let me ask you, D. Jones, do you think that the Knicks laid out the blueprint on how to defeat Wemby because the way with that coaching style they did last night after game 1?
No. They watched the Pistons punking. They watched Rudy Gobert punking. They watched Isaiah Hartenstein punking. They seen the blueprint. You just got to stick to it and hope and keep working.
Okay. So, Jay, what's your take on this coming from a basketball point of view?
I mean, my first take is whatever D. Jones eating, that shit that look good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, bro. Like, Wemby does too many things well for you to be able to like attack him in the same way. So he's gonna make adjustments, to how they played him last night. I'm certain of it because anybody, in that Greg Popovich coaching line can coach, of which Mike Brown is a member.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna make adjustments. He can do everything well, but the one thing that he cannot make up for is he light in the ass. And the only way that I can see the Knicks game plan really not being able to be successful, because all their bigs are bigger bodied than him, even though they're shorter, is if the referees get involved and they start calling ticky-tack stuff, when they're being physical with him. But if they let the physicality, be the physicality, and the refs, swallow the whistles, when it comes time, the bodying up and stuff like that, then yeah, it's gonna work. But if the refs get involved, then maybe it won't.
Okay, y'all. So now I told you all I was going to have a special guest. So let me get ready to introduce my special guest. First of all, this man has been in the Hollywood business for damn near almost 40 years. He has been one of the leaders of his own production company, co-founded with his cousin. His name is Ray Murphy Jr. Ray Murphy Jr.
Ice-T.
I said Eddie, baby. I'll take Ray.
Ice-T is much lighter.
I'll take Ray, baby.
Ray, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining the show, man. How you doing, bro?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. I'm real good.
So I want to ask you, being in New York and everything else, I want to see what your take was, Ray. Give me your take, the first three things that come to your mind on what you saw from the game last night, because we talked about Wemby, we talked about Jalen Brunson, we talked about a lot of different things, but from your perspective, what was the first three things that jumped out to you in the game?
The New York Knicks.
I
say that because I've been watching San Antonio play.
Mm-hmm.
They act like they're on this on the blacktop. There's no set plays for Wemby. There's no pick and rolls for him. There's no David Thompson, Monty Towel, alley oops. You give him the ball and clear it out. Let's see what he can do. There's no plays. They don't even have set plays. Am I wrong? They just go whoever has the ball, go for it. I'll pass it to you. If you open, shoot it. The Knicks play really good defense, and more importantly, they like each other, and they have something to prove. And they a lot gutsier than the San Antonio Spurs. They have a good team. They're young, so that leaves them a little bit of a immaturity with them. But for me, the most important thing is they don't have any plays for the 7'5" guy. There's no back picks. There's nothing. They just give him the ball, and he's at the top of the key. We know you can shoot it, but I think you can destroy him down low. But I'm not sure because I'm not 7'5".
That's what we were talking about. We literally said that he plays like he's 6'5". He doesn't play like he's 7'5". He should be playing like he's 7'5", and he brings the ball down too low. He just does. There seems to be a lot of stuff that's not happening right. That's what we were saying. So let me ask you this: do you think the Knicks laid out the blueprint on how to beat Wemby?
Oh, absolutely. You bully him because he has no strength. It's you said something. He brings the ball down. I was taught when I started playing basketball, for all the big men, your arms are long, you're tall, put your hands up, and they can't take the ball from you.
100%.
And most big men always get it and bring it down instead of holding it up. And, unless they're going to jump, and the minute they jump, you can fake them out and go around them.
Right. So lastly, and of course, I want you to stay in the show. We're going to go back to everybody asking all these questions. Lastly, Jalen Brunson seemed to be the man last night. He came back and he showed up in the fourth quarter and everything else, and he was phenomenal in the fourth quarter. Do you think that was happening because of the way the coaching happened? Jalen Brunson took over. Like, what's your take on just the fourth quarter, the way it just, the Knicks did what the Knicks do? You know what I mean? What's your take of the fourth quarter play?
Well, it had nothing to do with the coach. It had everything to do with him all season long. That's what he's been doing. All the comebacks, all throughout the playoff series, he's going to be the guy. The most important guy on the New York Knicks is Mr. Hart.
Josh Hart.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah,
he is the Hart.
The most important person. He's a miniaturized, not as aggressive Dennis Rodman. I'm going to get you the rebound. Oh, you need me to play him? I'll be on him. He's that guy very quietly. He's, and the other threat is he can score 20 or 30 points.
Yeah, he can shoot.
So and San Antonio don't really have those guys. They have great players, but they don't have that guy. And nobody in the NBA boxes out. That's why they get 2 and 3 chances, or they would have got blown out last night if they would have only got one shot each time.
Can y'all see that Ray used to play ball? Because the first thing he said was box out, because that's exactly how you're supposed to play ball. It's old school basketball. All right, Ray, I'm gonna stay right there. I'm gonna roll it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
No, don't go nowhere. All right. Ask me these questions. All right, Mo, you first. The next question. I don't even know if you realize this, Mo, but the news came out 20 minutes before we got on the air. The news came out that Donald Trump is going to attend the game 3, and with the game 3 attendance and everything else, that's going to cause, I think, some kind of ripple effect. I hope it's not for the worst. I hope it's for the best. But what you think about Donald Trump, the news that the White House officially put out the news, which they shouldn't have did, but they officially put out the news that he's going to attend the game. What's your take on him attending the game between San Antonio and New York, Mo?
I don't give a piss. First of all, I just want to say y'all are lame. When I talk about being a big man, y'all laughed at me. But Mr. Murphy get on here, he said it, ain't nobody said nothing. Y'all as quiet as the church mouse. I said something about being a big man, y'all are pounding me. Oh, when was that? Kindergarten, preschool, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Y'all are you lames. I'm more pissed with that than I am about Donald Trump going to Madison Square Garden. You know why the prices of Madison Square Garden are so high? It keeps all them people from coming in there. You got to be able to afford. That's why nobody can take over the garden. They can't afford it.
Okay. D. Jones, what's your take on news just dropping out that Donald Trump is going to join in on the festivities of the NBA Finals? What's your take, D. Jones?
I'm going to turn my volume up to 100. They gonna boo this man so loud.
His ass, bro.
They're going to boo. It's gonna be so loud, bro. I cannot wait to. I remember when he went to the Washington Commanders game.
Yeah.
Oh, they booed. They gonna boo so loud he gonna have to leave, bro. And I can't wait to hear it, man. Shout out to New York already for the pre-boos.
Yeah, I just hope, Jay. I just hope it doesn't become a distraction. You know what I mean, Jay? Like that's the part that worries me because he likes to be the center of attention. I hope it doesn't become a distraction. What's your take on this, Jay? What's your thoughts?
It's already a distraction, to be honest, man. Because people are gonna be talking about this clown coming into the city that we ran him up out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? We told him get the hell out. Listen, talking about he's a New Yorker, dude. No, you live in Palm Beach now. You know what I'm saying? You don't live in New York anymore, man. And so, and to piggyback D. Jones, he gonna get booed so bad, he got to change his name to Boo to feel better about himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, that's my name. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they gonna get in him, bro. Now, here's the thing about him, that makes it like kind of crazy to me. If ever we needed any facts that all these assassination attempts, was some BS, this is it.
Yeah.
If everybody trying to damn kill you, why are you going out in public and announcing the days in advance where you gonna be?
And which is gonna bring me up to my next point in a
second. You know
second.
what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Yeah. Ray Murphy, talk to me, man. Tell me what your thoughts are with the White House making an official statement that Donald Trump is going to show up to Game 3, and in several days. I mean, Game 2 hasn't even been played yet, right? Game 2, he had an official statement. What's your take, Ray?
I agree with what everyone is saying. He is going to get booed out of there. It's going to hurt his feelings, and if they don't clean him up, people are going to say, "Yo, he sat in there. We smelled him," and it's nothing that they're going to be able to do about him. So I don't think he's going. Yeah, I don't think they'll distract the players. I think the players will be okay because they're focused. But he shouldn't go. He should not be in there. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
At least the Washington Commanders had a big stadium and it was open. This is an inside arena, and what is it, 20,000 at the max?
Yeah, 20,000.
And it's New York City.
Yeah,
and New York City.
Which leads me to my. Go ahead, Ray. What do you want to say?
I've seen New York City. I've seen on Instagram the two Jews fighting. So you got the Hasidic Jews fighting the Israel Jews out in the streets of New York, and I think that's funny. It's like, oh, so y'all not really together.
Nope.
Nobody can else say something about y'all, but you guys are fighting. This is amazing. So, nobody likes him in New York.
Nobody.
About it.
Nobody. Which brings me to my next point, Mo. Some fool ran on the court last night, earned the game, fourth quarter, to take a selfie. And trying to get a selfie with Victor Wembanyama and who was the other player? It was crazy to me.
It's Mitchell Robinson was standing by Wembanyama.
Yeah, and it was near the 3-point line and everything else. The NBA just released an official statement saying those two. It was not only him; it was him and a fan that they're going to be banned for the rest of their NBA, their lives and everything else. The reason why I wanted to bring up the Donald Trump thing is because a fan ran on the court last night, and Donald Trump's supposed to be there. You concerned about security going into the game with all this stuff happening, Mo? What's your take?
What's security about Donald Trump?
Yes, security about Donald Trump and about fan running on the court, because that tells you security is not going to be, it's security. You know what I mean?
That's San Antonio security.
Right. Ain't New York security.
You might catch a two-piece from Spike Lee. You run by like, what's wrong with you, man?
That was funny.
Protect Jalen.
Fat Joe and Jada Kiss. If you really notice, every time Fat Joe is at the game, Jada Kiss is there. He's always there on the low. I see it all the time. He have his back turned. He's not really being public about it. You run past the wrong person in the garden. It might not even be the security. First time the Knicks is going to have a possibility of breaking the long curse of no championship. You going to listen. Get smacked in the mouth. Get treated like a chopped cheese on Pickett Avenue.
The funny thing, D. Jones, that I thought was hilarious. What I thought about, I was like, if somebody runs on the court and this is New York,
oh my God, Pickett Avenue, that's funny.
You get killed. What's your take on D. Jones?
You gonna hear "Hey yo" and see a bunch of Timberlands. That's all you gonna see. Okay.
Yo, son.
The last time I was in New York, I got they walked me around the Bronx. And then showed me like, oh, they would have robbed you, but you with us. So I got nothing but respect for New York. Okay.
Listen, if he didn't have the security when he came back out, the car would be on crates.
You hear me? They told me personally, hey, you with us, they would have robbed you, but you with us. Right, so I felt cool.
It's some projects down the street from the Garden. They're crazy. Chelsea projects.
I think they're gonna have to put Trump where the dude played the organ.
Yeah, very obscure place.
Jay, here's the thing that I thought of last night. I don't know if y'all peeped this. This is what I thought of last night. The play was happening, and fool runs on the court, right?
Right.
Play's happening, and while the play's happening, New York Knicks almost steal the ball. I was like, if this was in Madison Square Garden and New York Knicks was about to, and let's just say they down 2 and they steal the ball, some fool running the court, you know what I mean? And down by 2 or something very detrimental. You know what I mean? I was like, man, that dude might get hurt very badly on the way out. You know what I mean? So
they got to put him in PC in the jail.
Yeah. What's your take, Jay?
On the way out, there would have been more fans on the court stomping his ass out. You know what I'm saying? What? Man, we down, son? No, bro, what are you doing? Right. You know what I'm saying? We got the rock.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Stomped that dude out, man. I'm straight up. But listen, I'm not concerned about security in New York because our security guards are not going to be like double fisting churros and and scrolling through Instagram, instead of watching, doing their job. But in terms of Trump, man, I mean, this just shows you how selfish he is. Because all the eyes of the country, at least, and probably the world, certainly France, are watching this event.
Right. And
in true Trump fashion, he has to insert himself into the conversation because nobody's talking about him.
Right.
And honestly, I question whether or not Dolan even extended him the invitation.
Right.
I think Trump probably called him and said, can I come? And Dolan probably said, okay, sure, because he's petty. So now that he's made the announcement, everybody has to go along with it because they know how petty he is. They don't want their business disrupted, and let him start creating a distraction for their game. Now, I saw Trump say that he might come out for game 3 and for 4. If he goes to game 3, he ain't coming to game 4 because them Bulls is going to wreck his soul, bro.
He's not even going to stay for the whole game.
Right.
No, he's not going to stay.
What's your take on this fool running on the court, Ray? Like, I know as a New Yorker, I know you probably got upset for a hot second, too. What's your take, Ray?
You know what? I wasn't even upset. I was like, because he was in San Antonio. Like the guy said, if it was New York, that's a different story. He just reminded me of the kid in Chicago when Lou was about to catch that ball to send the Cubs to the World Series, and that guy stuck his hand out there and fucked up the catch.
No, that was a grown man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That made it
yeah.
worse.
Yeah, I
Hey,
forgot about
bro, he had to disappear for a long time,
yeah,
He
and
still can't go back.
only after they won did they forgive him.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, Frank, real quick.
Yes, sir.
I would love to see Obama come to the game too, so
Oh
they can.
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my! It would be
Yeah.
the most amazing thing to see the boos and the cheers. And secondly, as a former gambler, I read that it was a site where you could bet if somebody ran on the court. Maybe he bet on himself.
Maybe. I never even thought about
Hey,
that.
but dig this. I also want to say one thing. When these politicians and these dignitaries coming with me having cooked up here at the two stadiums, Gillette, and it's a really and TD, it's a really disruption to the workers. Because it's like you gotta re-alter what you do. You got a routine. Getting ready to feed just at a basketball game, 19,000 people, and at a football game, 70 plus thousand. That ain't no easy work, man. And them politicians, when they come in, it messes up everything.
We don't
But
Yeah.
care
Frank,
about y'all though.
really quickly, man.
Oh, you
So
don't care
like being
about
in
us,
New
but
York
you want to
City,
eat.
Go ahead.
like being in New York City, right? Whenever the president comes to this city,
Mhm.
this whole city is in gridlock.
Right.
Yep.
So New York is on the city. People don't know it's the most populous city in this country, built on islands. So
Right.
you got to hit a bridge or a tunnel, and they start shutting those things down, and nothing's moving for like 2-3 hours.
Right.
When they get inside that building, because anytime like like a vice president or a president is there, Secret Service is coming out.
Right.
And they're gonna make you have to get there like 2-3 hours in advance. You got to stand online for 2 or 3 hours for this clown that you already don't like to get in your seat after you just stuck in traffic and the subways are running slow too. Bro, they gonna let that dude have it, man. Trust me on this.
No, I 100% believe. I 100% believe you. Here's the thing I wanted to ask Ray. Ray, let me put this in front of you, man. Ray, after the game last night, Jalen Brunson got upset too with the guys who were behind the bench and everything else. He approached Scott Foster, the ref, and everything else like that too. So people are saying, and I heard this today several times, do you think the NBA needs to do some more type of grip breakdown or something to get the fans to calm down? And with the name calling and all this other stuff, do you think they need to do that, Ray?
Well, listen, it all depends on who you are when you receive it and what they're saying.
Right.
When Barkley played, you said something to him, he came after you. So there was those type of players. So I don't know what was said to him, but obviously it was something that he didn't like. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question in whole, I think if you yelling obscenities and being disrespectful to the players, absolutely, you can't come here for a whole year. You're banned for 2 years because you're allowing them to be disrespectful to you because we're still on the streets. You get one of those brothers who had to claw his way to the NBA, and you say some shit to him, you're gonna get your ass whipped. Meta World Peace was one of those guys.
It's always a run on test. It's
Right.
always a run on test.
Right. Right.
You can't be disrespectful to these guys. And even when we sit here and we watch the game, we criticize it or whatever, but I always keep in mind that these guys worked hard to get there. Now there's going to be some players that you question, like, yo, why is he here? Because he wasn't that good. But I always remember Mark Madsen when he was a rookie, and he said he spoke to a GM, and the GM told him, because you're white, you can last at minimum of 10 years in the NBA. You're gonna be on time. Like, he was just giving him the difference between them and us. And
Right.
so I just folded it all into, as long as you work hard and do certain things, you could be in the NBA. Most guys don't have as much talent as the guy that's in the park on West 4th Street or that's in the G League. It's about opportunity and who's going to give it to them.
Right. 100%. Mo, you want to follow up on that? You want to say something about what Ray said, because he made a lot of great points there.
Well, I mean, of course, but it goes like that in any game. In the comedy game, man, it can be opportunity. There's a lot of cats that's on TV. And I know cats that haven't been on TV that are way funnier.
Absolutely.
They just didn't get the opportunity. There's a dude somewhere right now, upstate New York, in a prison somewhere that's better than Kobe, better than Jordan. He just didn't get the break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right about that. D Jones, want to get the final word in that?
Yeah, I've had cats run up on me on stage. It didn't end up well. They got their cards to me. But like he was saying, well, one, shout out to Vernon Maxwell. Ain't no Vernon Maxwell's out there no more. Yeah, Vernon
That's a
didn't
good
play.
one.
Yeah.
Florida boy.
Rod Artest was tough, but he didn't want none of Ben Wallace. So that's why that happened.
Right.
And
You
I
know who
don't
else
blame.
was?
And I
You know
don't
who
blame
else
him.
was? You know who else was tough? Like in that category, Alvin Robinson.
Oh,
You remember him?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of dudes feared Alvin Robinson, man.
Go ahead, D. Jones. Finish your statement.
So yeah, no, I agree. I agree with everything he said.
All right, Jay, you get the final word in this, man, and we can wrap this up.
Hey, man, I think it's all been said, brother. You know, there's nothing to add to it.
So before we roll up out of here, I want to thank Ray Murphy.
Thank you guys for having me, man. It was fun.
Thank you, Ray, for coming and slamming with us.
Yeah, Ray Murphy Productions. Ray, you got anything else going on? You want people to tell everybody out there how they can?
No, I'm still. You know me. You know everything that's going on. I'm still working on it. I'm still getting these promises that they can't fulfill.
Ray,
but
I'm just saying so you can tell people out there how they can follow you. That's all. You know what I mean?
I'm on my Instagram. It's at Ray Murphy Jr. You know, I post stuff that's fun, but I don't post the stuff that I really want because then they'll come after my cousin.
They will. And Ray with the AFI thing, Ray was in that AFI celebration with Eddie Murphy, man. That was kind of dope, Ray. Actually,
yeah.
That's really dope, Ray.
I enjoyed that.
Thank you for joining the show, Ray. We appreciate
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
D Jones, tell everybody out there how they can follow you, man.
313 D Jones. The Spurs are 1-0, and I beat FanDuel last night, baby.
I thought you stopped gambling, man.
No. I'm clean today. I'm clean today.
How they can follow you? What you got going on?
MOE_comic. I'll be in I ain't got nothing until the 20th when I'll be in New Hampshire and in Taunton, both of those days. Until then, you damn right. Be selling my pocketbooks and making good money.
There it is.
All right.
Filmmaker Jason Hayes. Tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro.
Follow me at JD Hayes over at Fan Base. Listen, I'm out here, man, writing these scripts, man. They coming. Don't worry about it.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Tomorrow's show.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Ray. Tomorrow's show we're gonna do the pregame of course, the New York Knicks, San Antonio Spurs game. We gotta do that, and we're gonna talk about all the other stuff that's going on and the hottest topics in sports. A lot of stuff to cover. Make sure y'all check us out 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's box seats. We'll see y'all.
All right, my man.